Tectonics, A Brief History. That's what she left open amid the sprawl of textbooks on the table. My daughter, she's walking home late at night. Too late, really, for a 17-year-old to be out, even in a neighborhood as safe as this. And it's raining. First rain of the season. And the streets, they're slick with a fine, immiscible glaze of water, petrochemicals, so that even a driver in full possession of her faculties would have trouble keeping out the sidewalk, the shrubbery, the highway median, for Christ's sake. But that's not what I want to talk about. Not yet, anyway. Have you heard of Chicxulub? The asteroid 65 million years ago that collided with Earth on what is now the Yucatan Peninsula? Astrophysicists call such objects civilization enders. Calculate the odds that a disaster of this magnitude could occur during any individual's lifetime at roughly 1 in 10,000. Same odds as dying in an auto accident in the next 6 months. Or more tellingly, living to be 100 in the company of your spouse. But our daughter's walking home, and it's just past midnight, and I'm in bed with a book. And the phone rings. And Maureen and I stare at each other blankly through the first 2 rings. Then she says, I should get it. And I say, no, forget it. It's nothing. It's nobody. But she's already moving. The thing that disturbs me about Chicxulub is that all of our works and worries and attachments are just so. Yes, death cancels our individuality. We know that. Ontogeny recapitulates phylogeny. Human species, even our specific genes, move on. Life succeeds us. Let's throw the next Chicxulub into the mix. It's been an accident. That's what the voice on the other end of the line is telling Maureen, and the victim is Madeline Vine of 1337 Laurel Drive. According to the ID the paramedics found in her purse, and the dog is whining in the kitchen, and there's the sound of rain on the roof, hammering on the gutters, and I don't bother with shoes. There are no shoes. Shoes don't exist. And we're in the car now. The night is closing in on us like a fist. My daughter, I tell the nurse at the attendant's desk, they called, she's been in an accident, I can't remember my daughter's name. I can picture her leaning into the mounted textbooks on the dining room table, looking up at me with half a rueful smile, so as to say, it's all the day's work of a teenager, Dad, but her name is gone. Maddie, my wife, says Madeline Vine, and the nurse maneuvers her fingers on the mouse, eyes locked on the screen, still in surgery, she says. And I hear my wife's voice emerging from this locked vault. Is she gonna be all right? I don't have that information, the nurse says. And her voice, it's neutral. It's robotic. It's not her daughter. Her daughter is at home in a pile of pink sheets, fluffy pillows, and teddy bears, nightlight like an all-seeing sentinel. I turn to Maureen standing in the middle of the room, afraid to sit down, to move, even for fear of breaking the spell. Listening for footsteps, eyes fixed on that double door, and we are in that purgatory of a room for an eternity. Then, at 2:15, the doors swing open, and there he is. Too young to be a doctor, but he doesn't have to say a word, not a thing. And my heart seizes with the shock of it. He turns to us, drops his eyes, and says flatly, I'm sorry. You know, when the meteor comes, it'll strike Earth within the space of a single second, even as the thermal radiation of the blast sets fires to Earth's cities and forests, succeeded by seismic and volcanic activity on a scale unknown in human history. And then the cosmic night of winter. In a faintly buzzing room, people are laid out as if there had been a war. beak noses of the victims poking up out of a maze of sheets. Just a series of topographical blips on a glaciated plain. But the gurney that matters, the one against the back wall with the sheet pulled over the impossibly small and reduced thing, it's all that matters. It's all that matters. Maureen moves in beside me, and I can feel the flesh. I can feel the heat of her pressing into me. I think of this child we made together. This thing under the sheet. And I can't. I just can't. And then Maureen rips the thing off in a single violent motion. And it takes us a moment. The shock at the crusted mat of blood at the temple, the rag of hair. Before the surge hits us, Maddie's a redhead just like her mother, and I am rushing with this new mainline drug I've discovered. I am soaring over the room, the hospital, the entire planet, as Maureen says. This isn't our daughter. Done without thinking twice. Our daughter has loaned her ID to Christy Cherwin. Because Christy is 16 and wants to see, is dying to see, the new movie with Brad Pitt in it. Bullet Train, rated NC-17. Our daughter's about to start college, where I know her whole world will change. Ours too. But right now she's asleep in her room. Doesn't know we've been to the hospital, doesn't know that even now the phone is ringing at Christy's house. Flip a coin 10 times, and it could turn up heads 10 times in a row, or not even once. The rock is coming, hurtling towards us through the dark and the cold. The Cherwins, it's already here.